Hey guys, what's going on? Corbin from Circa 2020. Now, we got another 20 inches of snow in the last week. Luckily it's been melting in between, but like every week and a half, we just get hammered with snow. So we're here to do another video where I'm gonna talk to you about some things, but in my opinion, this is the most important video of my channel so far, honestly. I didn't want to make this video. I never really wanted to have this discussion because I feel like it's the best kept secret of the optics industry. But it needs to be talked about because there are people who comment on these videos who just don't freaking understand. And it's like, I'm pretty easy to get along with. I'm not a guy who gets wound up about much. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt or at least explain it so they can understand it. Some people refuse to. So you're gonna get it right here. These are the secrets of the optics industry and specifically the budget optics industry. And if you really care about this and you really want to learn, you need to watch every second of this video because there's going to be good information all the way through, and I'm going to try to keep it as quick as possible and as to the point as possible because I'm home with the kids right now. They're probably gonna end up getting in here, but we're gonna do what we can. You guys have to know this stuff. So without further blabbing along, I wanna talk to you in a few different sequences here on topics. Number one is going to be rebranding. So also subscribe. If you got, just subscribe. 96% of you don't subscribe. We're almost at the 1,000 subscriber mark. I am going to do something unimaginably cool at 1,000 subscribers as long as there's not 40 inches of snow, which is about what we've got so far this year, and it sucks. So anyways, rebranding. On the Circa 2020 Armory, the cheapest red dot we sell right here, I just grabbed it out of stock. It's all wrapped up, silica gel and all, is this 30 mil red dot or green dot, 1 MOA or 2 MOA, 1x magnification red dot with this forward style mount, okay? Decent optic, okay guys? But here's, and I feel like this video is to my own detriment or my store's detriment, but I don't care. I've never been one to lie. I'm 100% transparent. So you guys are gonna see this. You guys are gonna see some of the things about the optics industry that maybe make you feel uncomfortable, but I don't care. You have to know. So that particular red dot is sold by AT3, it's sold by Pinty, it's sold by Ozark Armament, it's sold by TrueGlow, it's sold by Tacfire, it's sold by Tacticon, it's sold by every other effing brand on Amazon. Sells this particular site. Some of them might be slightly different. Most of them are absolutely identical to this. A lot of them, even if you buy from a brand like Pinty or Ozark, don't come with that brand on it, just like they do from my store. They just come as a basic plain black site. Why does everybody sell this site? We sell this site because you can buy it for 25 to 30 bucks. You can sell it for 40 to 50, and it's a good site. It works well. You don't really ever have to warranty them. They seem to do what they're supposed to do. I've had great luck personally with them. That's why I decided to carry it. I decided to carry it before I knew about all these other brands. I have 50 of these things still. Everybody's buying from the same suppliers. There may be 10 different suppliers in China, but there's only 1 or 2 factories that make this stuff. This is going to be something that's really important going forward in the video. You absolutely have to understand that now, that there are only 1 or 2 factories in China. I know this for a fact because I deal with the suppliers multiple times a week. Hours and hours and hours and hours I spend on WhatsApp or my other messaging service talking to these suppliers, very rarely on the phone. I've talked to people in the factory on WhatsApp. Guys, take my word for it. I live it every single day with these guys. I know it 100%. This is how it is. Okay. Same thing with a site like this. 2.5 to 10 by 40. It's your normal rifle scope, okay? This is the last one that I have on the site. I put them on sale. I will not be getting them again, so once this one's here, it's gone. Red and green crosshair reticle, comes with an integrated laser, has a quick adjust to 500 yards. This is specifically for a 5.56 223 style weapon. Terrible mounts. They're okay. I don't like them. That's why I won't get them again. But again, Pinty, Ozark Armament, AT3 doesn't. True Glow sells this. Barska sells this. There are many other companies that sell these optics. It's not just me. It's a lot of people. It is an industry of itself. And guess what? Nobody has something that the other guy doesn't have or can't get. It's all from the same place, okay? So right there are two examples. You can look these up. I have a bunch of pictures and references that I have for some of the other stuff that I want to talk about, but you can go on Amazon, search red dot 30 mil, and you're going to find 100 examples of this site. And you can go on and search 2.5 to 10 by 40, and you're going to find 20 examples of this from different brands. It's all the same thing. What matters is, who are you buying from? Do you like them? And are you getting a warranty? That's the only thing that separates it. Even if there's a $10 price difference, as long as you're getting a warranty, you like the person, you want to support the company, go with them. That's my method of business. Moving on. This I'm going to get to in a little bit. Just to prove. So this is the rebranding. It's the same exact site, same identical freaking optic, just rebranded. Anybody can buy it and get their brand put on it as long as you order X, or if you have your own laser engraver. That's all it takes, okay? Getting into a little bit more of, let's say, brand name optics that have their own, it's not generic packaging, it'll be their own packaging and their name's on the site, and it looks like something that that company manufactures, and that's how they sell it, but that's not the case. This site right here, okay, pretty cool. Has these little spinny adjustable lens covers, kind of like a, not like a finger trap, but like a Chinese fan. I actually really like that. I think it's pretty cool. But so now that you've seen that, I'm gonna throw this image in right now. That image is from my supplier's catalog. I could buy this. It doesn't come with these things on it. I'm sure you could get it, but they're junk anyways. The flashlight's junk, the laser's okay. But that site, you can buy, you saw the price, from my supplier. When BSA, it's hard to see, but right here it's labeled BSA, it's their brand, it's their name. BSA with a model number. It's got half MOA clicks. It's got a ton of different red dot adjustments in here. It's pretty nice. You know, decent little site, nothing spectacular. You guys saw what I can buy it for. BSA sold these for $115. Now, the price that's on there is not what BSA pays, and it's not what anybody pays. That's what you would pay without the other stuff. But as soon as you brand it and get your own packaging, you're another $10 to $15 per. Shipping, you are going to, unless you order 1,000 at a time and can divide it into freight, you're paying, if I order 10, let's say I order 10 of these and I need them in a week, I'm gonna pay $200 to get them shipped, okay? So I know that that looks incredibly cheap and it looks like the margin is incredible, even with stuff on my store. It's really not. You pay a lot of money to get stuff put in. Buddy, don't touch that. Okay. My almost 3-year-old is creeping in the back here. I'm afraid he's gonna knock the camera down. So that is an example of large brand names just buying the same Chinese optic that everybody else can buy, but actually branding them completely with their own name, the packaging, retail packaging, but the factory is still handling all of it. They make the transaction, the factory makes the site, engraves the site, maybe changes a feature or two. As long as they bought enough, they will do that to the company's direction. And then they make their own retail packaging and they ship the whole thing via freight to BSA, and BSA sells them as their own site. But it's the same damn thing that I can buy from my supplier for that price plus the extra little stuff I told you about. Going on to stuff like this, I could find, I don't have a picture right now but I know this does exist. I might throw it in, I might not, doesn't matter. Companies like Firewolf. A lot of times you'll hear people like, well, I've never heard of that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's one company, two companies that make all the budget sites in the world. That is the truth, okay? Now we're gonna get into how some sites are different than others, and even ones that look identical might be slightly different. We're gonna get into that. That's why I said, if you truly care about this, you need to watch all of it, because I understand 360 degrees of this process, and I can tell you now how this works. So, companies like Firewolf, companies like Circa 2020, companies like Tacfire, or even a company like AT3. Well, that doesn't sound like Vortex or Leupold or Barska or any of these other companies. What would I do? Colson, don't touch that. Sit. Thank you. Why would I buy from them? Why wouldn't I buy from a TrueGlow? Well, TrueGlow is doing the same thing. So if TrueGlow makes a site just like this, which actually TrueGlow makes one that's really close to this, but it's got a couple other little features on it, it's the same site. They're just ordering so many at one time that they're allowed to change the manufacturing part of it slightly, so their site does look different and they can claim a difference in the market, and also charge $109 for this site because it might have a laser, a better mount, maybe red or green, maybe button adjustment instead of dial. Something very small like that can allow that company to say, well, this is our site, nobody else has this site, and we're gonna charge, instead of $40 or $50 all over Amazon, my store, everywhere else, they're gonna charge 110. That's how it works, okay? That's how it works. Whether you wanna believe it or not, that's how it works. There are very few companies, and I'm gonna break some of your hearts out there very soon with what I'm about to tell you about a particular company that just started making optics that's well known by everybody, that I'm gonna blow your mind. So, but a company like Firewolf or whatever, it's the same site. Don't be afraid to purchase something from another optics company just because you don't know what the brand name is. It's still the same site coming from the same place. There's only one variable that can change the quality of the optic that you actually get, and I'm gonna go over that here in a second. Right here, this is a Penty. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is like the bottom of a pistol Picatinny mount, little push slide switch laser. Comes with batteries and a couple tools, okay? But it says Penty on it, right inside there. I don't know if it's glaring too much, but anyways, it's a Penty laser. Guys, that Penty laser I can buy. I should grab a pick and put it on, but if I don't, I can buy this laser for like $7 as long as I buy 20 of them. And Penty's selling these for $35, $40. So my point is, there's 100 companies out there that make everything you see on the table, that make it, but they're not making it, they're just selling it. It's all coming from the same place. So if I put some of those pictures in now, okay, and you guys are starting to see how this is working, now I'm gonna break your heart a little bit, but then I'm gonna bring you back in a little bit, okay? SIG. SIG started making sites, particularly the Romeo 5. I'm about to show you the Romeo 5, Amazon. Now that you've seen that Amazon link, I'm gonna show you the Romeo 5. It's not the Romeo 5, but the exact same site that I can buy for my store, and I'm gonna include the price. I shouldn't say buy from my store because it's not, I don't sell it, but I could buy it from my supplier. It is the exact same site, the exact same mount, and I could do that with a lot of companies. I'm not going to in the interest of time. There may be one or two I might think of and throw in there, but in the interest of time, I'm not gonna get too deep into calling out these site brands, but you guys just saw it. SIG Romeo 5 is just a Chinese budget optic made by the same factory that makes everything you see on this table, and they brand it and sell it for $150. I don't want you to freak out. I don't want SIG coming after me. I don't want anybody adding me. That is the truth. Whether or not anybody cares to admit it or not, that is the truth. A site like this, this is the close quarters red dot on our site. I love this. It's a great red dot, okay? So you got your normal red dot here, unbranded, no brand. You also have your absolute co-witness mount. Coulson, can you not ride that around? It's kind of loud. Please. Please. Why do I have two of these in here? That's interesting. Anyways, I just grabbed this off the shelf, but this sight here, okay. Now we're gonna move, we wanna talk about why this sight is important. So if you look up, I believe it's the Romeo, I'm sorry, not the Romeo 3, AT3 Tactical. AT3 makes a sight like this with a little bit different mount, but I can also find that mount. They make a sight like this with a mount, and they also have a magnifier. Now it's not like a G33, G43, it's an individual magnifier, and they sell that combo for $183. Even if I were to, I'll go on, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you AT3 stuff, and then I'm gonna show you the magnifier and the sight and the mount that they buy, and let you put that together. Sorry, I was kind of fumbly with how I wanted to get that out. But all these companies, whether it's TrueGlow, AT3, Ozark Armament, Pinty, no matter who they are, no matter what they do, everything that they sell comes from the same place that all of this stuff came from. That's why when I call my supplier, and I'm sorry if I seem a little aggressive, but I'm so sick of people like not getting this. Everybody should get it. It's really easy, and now I'm telling you, I'm putting all the secrets out there. When I call my supplier and I say I need my LPVO that I tested, that was on one of our videos, they said, well, we don't have any right now. I said, okay, when are you getting them? Well, we run those from the end of, or the beginning of March to the end of April. That's the manufacturing date for that site. So what they'll do is they'll go in, they'll manufacture that LPVO for a month and a half, make 30,000 of them, 20,000, 10,000, whatever they think they need to make of that particular optic, and then they're done, and then they sell that off through the rest of the year. Sites like this, they probably get made a month out of the year. Sites like this, they get made 2 months, 3 months out of the year. Sites like this, 3 weeks. They only make these sites X amount of time. So when these companies put these specific orders in and they want to change this or that, they will make a custom run, and that's how you get companies with slightly different sites that look identical. But there's another side to this as well. Now we get into quality tiers, and I should have brought it down. I should have brought it down. F in the chat. So the SRO replica that I get and that I have on the store, that I can buy that SRO replica for $23 a piece, $37 a piece, or $49 a piece, and they all look identical. If you buy a SOTAC M11, which is the SRO rep, that's the brand and model, okay? That SOTAC M11 on Wish or Ali or wherever is either gonna be the $37 site or the $49 site per piece. That's what the supplier charges me, okay? And don't forget, at 49, I'm not making 49 to 80 bucks. I'm making 58 to 78 bucks, you know, maybe. Plus I don't make a lot of money. That's all I'm saying. I don't even care if you think I do. I'm trying to sort through this mess so you guys can buy stuff that I've verified to be exactly what it should be, and I warranty, and you're getting it from a person that you hopefully like, and a US seller, US shipping, as long as I have it in stock, which has been a battle with this end of the year, Chinese New Year thing. Anyways, doesn't matter. Moving on. When I got a hold of an SR, the first time I bought from my very first supplier, I just ordered SROs in. Luckily, I got the ones I wanted because I didn't know this. When I got my second supplier and ordered SROs from them, they said, well, which quality level do you want? And I'm like, what are you talking about? They said, well, we have them from this price, and this price. The difference is the electronic boards, the material that the body's made out of, the glass material, the overall construction. There is a quality tier. So the difference could be. Now, I'm not I don't want you guys to run wild with this and say, wow, the site that you referenced, that SIG Romeo 5, has got to be miles better than the one that you have from yours. No, it's really not. They're very similar. They're just, they might be able to get a little stronger red dot, make the body out of a stronger alloy. Instead of Chinesium, it may be out of an actual, certified metal. Pepsi. So BSA, when they buy this site, and let's just take these extra things out of it. Let's just go the site itself without this stuff on it. When BSA has this site and they put their custom order in, they may be able to change what the body is made out of, the metal that the body's made out of. They may be able to change the glass quality slightly. They may be able to change the electronics quality slightly. They may be able to get it waterproof. They may be able to add some gaskets and O-rings. They may be able to do nitrogen filling, okay? Those are things that you can change, but the overall operation and really just the reliability of the site doesn't change that much. It's simple things like that. That's what I want to let you in on. So yes, that Romeo 5 could have a tougher alloy. It might be a better alloy. That Romeo 5 might have a little bit clearer glass or a better lens coating. That Romeo 5 might have a little bit better electronics underneath those buttons, but it's still the same site. So I will leave some interpretation there for you guys. I will say that maybe some of these sites that I know for a fact are coming from the same place I'm buying all my stuff from, and the big brands are selling them as their site, there may be a slightly different quality level there. Is it worth, do you see the difference from the Romeo 5 to what I can get them for? Is it that much? I don't think it ever should be. No, that's insane. Is TrueGlow's $119 site $60 to $70 better than my Predator? Probably not. Is AT3's site and magnifier combo better than mine? Absolutely not. Because I know that their magnifier isn't as good and I know their site isn't as good. I'm going to try to remember to put that in. Is a company out there named Firewolf any less of a company or any less of an optic than TrueGlow? Probably not. So my point is this, guys. Stop beating up on budget optics, or stop putting these baseline companies on a pedestal, because it doesn't exist. There's one or two places in all of the world that make basically every budget optic, scopes, rifle scopes, pistol sights, everything. I can right now go on and buy SIG's pistol sight, Hollis and stuff. Okay? There's no way. So I'll tell you a quick story. If I wanted to build a pistol sight in the United States, because there's another company, we're going to have this announcement soon. We're waiting on the last demos to come in to make sure we're actually going with this particular model, but I'm leaving it there. If I were to want to do my own pistol sight and I wanted to make it American made, 100% American made, I have a buddy who works in CNC, and I got a hold of him and I said, hey, how much would it cost me to do a 6061 aluminum sight? This is the relative design. Just what do you think that would be? It would cost me more in this country to just do the body of a pistol sight, to just machine the body of a pistol sight out of aluminum. More, way more than it cost me to get an entire sight built in China. I know, American made, yes. But the point is, I'm not saying that for me or for what I want to do or for what you would want to do if you were in that position, but you're not. The point is this. These companies are not doing that either. There's no way these companies are building everything in America. It is physically impossible. I want to leave Vortex out of this conversation, but you guys can make your own assumptions from there. I think Vortex is a great company and I love them. I'm not 100% sure that all of their stuff is American sourced. I don't think it can be at the price they sell it at. I don't know, but that's the company I don't know for sure about, but I can tell you some of the bigger slightly less brands, but the bigger ones are 100% the same optics that I can get right here on this table. Maybe there's a little quality difference, a very slight quality difference, but there's a gigantic price difference that doesn't add up for anybody, especially me. To tie this all up, again, I am not here to trash brands. I am not here to tell you that SIG makes Chinese jump. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you as the consumer, stop being so stupid. And I know that this whole thing seemed like I'm very aggressive, but the fact is I get some comments that are just like, I had to make this video because you guys got to understand there's only a few places in the world, two factories that make all the budget optics in the world. I should have brought down, I have a Traditions or a CVA inline muzzleloader that I hunt deer with here in Pennsylvania. On that, I went down to, I think it was Dick's, and I bought, because it was like 5 days before the season, I wanted to put a scope on it. It had iron sights, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to put a scope on it. So I went down to a big box store, picked up a Traditions, which is a muzzleloader company, an American muzzleloader company, picked up a Traditions inline muzzleloader scope, something that was built for 50 caliber recoil, 100 grain of powder recoil, something that I knew was going to hold up and could mount up and go, and was basically built for that rifle. Cost me 79 bucks. As soon as I got home and opened that up, I immediately knew it was 100% a Chinese optic. I went on, I found the exact optic. I'll put that in now. And that is the exact optic that I went and spent $79 for at a big box store that I could literally get from my supplier. It is endless. Almost all the manufacturing for retail budget optics is done in 2 factories in China. There might be a slight quality difference, but I don't care. I don't want you guys to come at me and tell me I'm wrong, because that is 100% the fact. So, when the snow melts, we'll have some better stuff going on, I promise. But this is a video that absolutely had to be done. Please, if you're still listening, subscribe. Turn the notifications bell on, because we have a huge year coming up as soon as we can see the grass. And until the next time we see you, we'll see you.